I can't do this without laughing. IDJNOW fam, what is going on? Welcome to episode number 11. Theme music courtesy of Justin Schwartz. Justin, how are you, man? It's good to see you again.
What's up, Kev?
Another week, another live cast. How are you?
I'm doing great. How does it feel to be back to work?
Man, it's been a long ride. Long Island Babylon is hitting phase 2 tomorrow, so we'll actually be able to have people in the store, which is a big thing. And the guys that have been come back it's been great to see them. Like I said, Queens reopened on Monday. I don't know what today's Tuesday. They reopened yesterday. So big day for Queens. Really excited to see those guys' smiling faces back in action. And hopefully in 2 weeks, they'll hit phase 2 over there. But so far, things are going really well. Our customers are very loyal. They're family. I mean, that's really what it is. And we've had some great conversations and seen some great smiling faces behind masks. And we're looking to keep going. How's everything on your end?
Everything's going great, man. We've been lucky to be able to continue to operate online. We've been supporting the industry through this time for everyone staying home and doing their thing inside and live streaming and, gearing up for when events are back. So we're just so happy to see things opening up. And I got to tell you, Kev, I'm even happier about the guest that we have with us tonight on our Club DJ update. I got to tell you.
Before you get to that, so we just want to remind you that we are live, not only on Facebook, but also on Instagram, Twitch, Periscope, YouTube. Those are the main ones. And if you still have a MySpace account, you can try to get it there. If you have any comments, questions for our guest tonight, drop them in the comment box. And, I think it's nice for us to take a little break from the manufacturing side and the gear side. And, we did, I thought, a great episode with Shorty, Scratch Like a Girl. And now we're bringing in 3 ringers for Mix Like a Girl. And you guys are so clever with this marketing and these titles. I love it. It's awesome. So I am probably about as excited, if not more excited than you, to break out of the norm of talking gear every week. And I think we're going to have a lot of fun with this one. I think these ladies are going to really share some wealth of knowledge, and they all have some pretty tremendous backgrounds. I can just keep talking for the next hour if you want, but nobody wants to hear me.
Yes, they do.
All right. Well, maybe.
Well, tonight we're very lucky to have with us Miss Romi Lux, right? Miss Rhiannon Roze.
You with the graphics
here. And Lolo Mayhew, also known as Lauren Mayhew.
Shout out to graphics.
All be joining us tonight. They look spectacular as always. And do you want to talk about them a little bit, or should we just bring them on?
I mean, let's bring them on. And you know what? Let me do a little background. This might take me a while to read because both of them have just got so much going on. But Rhiannon, she's a DJ producer. She's an artist originally from Canada, now living in Los Angeles, California. She's 3 hours behind us, sitting in a beautiful lit room, sunny, just living it up. She started 20 years ago, which is just insane. First set of techniques, turntables in 2001. She used vinyl for the first 8 years. She's played all over North America, Latin America, has been in England, Japan, Australia, opened for Tiesto, Deadmau5, Chris Lake, countless other heavyweights. We're going to just deep dive into that, I hope. Now, like I said, she's in LA, she's producing, she's writing lyrics, she's recording vocals. When she's not doing that, I mean, because who's got time after all that stuff? But she's recording voiceovers, she's facilitating breathwork sessions, and she's guiding meditations at a women's center. I mean, how much time does one person have to do all this? But she's doing it, and that's Rhiannon.
She is very calming, I would say. After speaking with her, she's very calming.
And then we have an EDM DJ from Prague, Romi Lux. She's been DJing for 10 years internationally, currently living in Miami. I'm jealous. What are we doing in New York? We've got California and Miami, and the pool party scene is massive there. So that she's killing it out there. And I'm sure there's a ton more that we'll get into with Romi. But why don't we bring them on and let them speak for themselves, man?
Yes.
You can just hide our faces the rest of this episode.
No.
What's going on, ladies? So, Kevin, let's talk about Rhiannon. And how are you ladies doing?
Great.
Good. How are you?
Romi,
First
good
off,
to see you, as always.
I think we should start with a breathwork session, to be honest with you. let's just start there. No, I mean, this is pretty amazing. And you know, I think, again, we're trying to break the stereotypes here, because there is a stigma that, you know, female DJs, they are there because of this reason, and they don't know how to do this. And all I see here is opening for major headliners, touring all over the place. And this is big stuff. You don't just get that.
Yeah.
You work for that.
That's true.
So Justin, where do we start? I mean, I don't even know where to begin here. I mean, how did you first get into DJing? What attracted you to the industry?
For me, honestly, it was dancing. I think like music and dancing was my first connection to this form of like just, I don't know, just feeling into the moment and engaging with something that really felt good and alive. Like it was like the feeling of it, the music and yeah, dancing. Yeah. And then, I mean, yeah, from there, it was just like the technology, I guess. Like, I put like cassette mixtapes together when I was a little kid and like shared them with friends, you know. It was like, so it was pretty organic for me. I didn't know I was DJing. I was just like, check out these songs in this order, you know.
Nice. So
yeah,
you're putting mixtapes together without really knowing that they're mixtapes. Then I'm assuming you stepped into a club and started dancing like crazy and saw the DJ, and then, you know, not that my story is any similar, because I certainly cannot dance. But I know that when I first walked into a club, my eyes were so focused on the DJ and seeing what they were doing, and that's how I got hooked in. So what hooked you into that side of it?
I think it was being on the dance floor and similar, like sort of watching what the DJ was up to and feeling like there was something else I could add, which I felt, I guess maybe I was watching a DJ that was amazing, but maybe they kind of lacked a bit of the connection with the crowd. And I really wanted to connect with this person, to be like, yo, like, you know, even just like eye contact and just like, yo, I'm feeling this, you know. And they were kind of just like this. And I'm like, I feel like if I was up there, I would use that opportunity to really connect with people and like almost create this like cyclical kind of energy that, just kind of adds to like the present moment awareness.
And that's crazy, because I see that you bought your first set of turntables in 2001. So if you're going back to 2001, and let's just say that time period, that's before computers. So if somebody's like got their head buried and not even looking up at that time, I mean, it's night and day from what it looks like now. It kind of makes some sense now. But man, you know, as a performer, to not engage, I think that's kind of silly.
Yeah, I mean, everyone's got their own style. So, you know, it's certainly not a judgment. It was just, I guess it was something I felt in me that I was like, I have something to offer here. You know, I want to do this.
All right. So then let's get to the first, first real club gig, or I mean, you've got a tremendous list of acts you've opened for. How do you get into that arena from, you know, you make a connection with somebody, you see them, you can bring your own energy, and then how do you build up to that?
Great question. You know, and there's no one way to do it. And that's such a common question, like, how do I break in, or how do I do this, or how do I get that? And I feel like the best answer to tell people, which is a little vague, but it's like, man, like you are on your individual journey, and it's just going to be and look like what it is. And just know that if it feels like it's taking longer to get there, I guess I would interpret that as just like there's more to learn and like cultivate before I get these bigger opportunities. Maybe I really need to like, you know, lock in my mixing or the technology or my presence or my confidence, like whatever it is, you know, and you really just keep going. And ultimately anyone that's doing this should be in it because they love doing it, not because they're like, I can't wait to be famous, or, you know, because you're going to burn out.
100%. I don't know where Justin, there he is.
I had to share. I had to share. I had to do some sharing.
Do we want to bounce back?
I think so.
I think
so.
I think if I ask the same questions twice, people are gonna like, what's wrong with this guy?
Yeah.
So Romi, how did you get started? You know, what pulled you into the industry? You know, what was that?
Yeah, I just always loved music. Growing up in Europe, like I used to go to clubs since like I was like 14, 15. You know, I was looking up to all these big DJs like Carl Cox and Fatboy Slim and Michael Jackson, actually, I think that was like a huge part of me starting DJing. Like since I was a little girl, I was just dancing in front of videos when I was like 5 years old. So they really brought me to the music. And yeah, it's a passion. I used to record like little cassettes and, recorded all these live streams from like Creamfields and all these festivals. So yeah, I always loved music. So I just bought a pair of turntables and started.
Yeah, that was what I was going to ask both of you. What was your first, Rhiannon, you first, what was your first piece of gear? What was the first piece of DJ gear you bought? Yeah?
I still have them.
And
right there.
They're amazing.
Same ones, right?
Yeah, it's like 2001 I bought these. I was working like 3 jobs and I just like saved up and bought turntables. I think I got one from eBay and one from like a pawn shop or something. But
I did the same thing. I bought one at a time because that's how I had to do it. Piecemeal,
yeah, totally.
What about you, Romi?
Same. I got a pair of turntables and Rain 57. It was my first gear, and I still have it at the house here.
Maybe we should have called this Scratch Like a Girl, right? With that mix there. Well, very well. It could be used as an open format as well. So, okay, very cool. So tell us a little bit more about, I know, Rhiannon, you do more voiceover work and stuff like that. Romi, you do a lot with production and remixing, right?
Yes, trying.
How long have you been DJing, and then how long have you been remixing and producing?
I've been DJing for about 10 years. 10, 11 years. Producing, I've been working in Ableton for a few years, but really started focusing maybe the past 3 years.
And
because
you've actually
really the way to go. Like if you're trying to take, your DJing and, you as the artist on the next level, you have to produce. So I'm really trying to focus on the production right now. Yeah.
100%. I think not that I was stalking your Instagram page or anything, but one of our mutual friends is one of my closest friends, John Page, or the Real Page. And I always see him commenting and liking on your stuff. So, it's funny. I watch when I see everyone flipping to the production side, there's a reason why it's going on, because you get to bring your own creative element and also, bring that into your DJing. Right.
I mean, there are artists that started producing first and then they became a DJs, like all the big EDM DJs right now. And there are DJs like us that started DJing and then producing. So
it's really interesting. So
I know what she means.
Let's take it back to the first club gig. What was it like? How much of a nervous wreck were you? What can you tell someone when they're first starting to break in?
And where was it?
Well, my first official gig was in Orlando. That's where I started DJing. It was at this bar. I forgot the name. My friend.
Mickey's Cafe?
Huh?
Mickey's Cafe?
No.
She didn't get it.
I forgot the name, but it was just like this local bar club, and my friend was a resident at the time over there, so he let me DJ, and I know I prepared the whole set my first time, like the same, the order and everything. Like I was nervous for sure. What about you, girl?
For me, it was my first gig was in 2001, and it was at this little like lounge club. It wasn't like a big raging club or anything, but I was so nervous, like above and beyond nervous, and playing with turntables, which is all I knew at the time, of course.
Yeah, but I think,
I developed like bad habits, like just like cranking the spindle in the middle and like overcorrecting my like pitch, and like I was just so nervous.
But I think that's natural for anyone, and I think a lot of people today, with the way technology is more used, they're not so much worried about that. But I think nerves are a natural thing the first time you get in front of any crowd, and then you move from that first gig to boom, here you are going out with some global superstars, and what's that like? How do you even get linked up with guys like that?
Right. For me, it's just kind of. I feel like it's just years of developing a presence for yourself. You just never know when the next opportunity is going to come from, and being like cool with everyone is really important. You never know when that sort of like bus person busser is going to be the next manager or promoter, you know, who knows. So for me, it was just like a slow kind of build, and things just happened. I wish I had like a solid answer to tell people, like, this is how you get big gigs, you know?
Yeah, I don't think there is a solid answer. I mean, everybody's journey is a little different, you know?
Yeah, I mean, you're both obviously doing the work, and you have huge social media presence and following, and I think
we're talking about over 100,000.
Yeah,
we're not talking about a few people.
No big deal. No big deal. It's like about 100,000 more than I have, which is okay. Not bad. But you know, to be handling, even from Romi, from your side, to be handling the pool scene in Miami, I mean, that's a huge thing. I mean, I don't think people who aren't from Miami understand how big that scene really is.
Yeah, I mean, it can be pretty big. I mean, it's just all about networking. I think it's, you know, that's the way to go. Just go to the right places and meet the right people, and, you know, connect with the promoters, club owners, DJs. I mean, yeah.
Yeah, I read somewhere recently, or maybe it was a while ago, but someone said, be a fan first. And I was like, that is great advice. Because I mean, ideally, that's why we all got into this, is because we love music. And if you're a fan first and you're supporting other people that are already there, or that are like building to there, they will support you back. And something my mentor told me that really stuck with me is like, everyone gets their time. It's like, if someone's like, you know, in their prime and they're rocking it and they're getting all these shows, it's like, you know, congratulate them and be supportive, because your time will come. They're not going to be on top forever, unless you're Tiesto.
It's like, those who want support give support, right? So, you know, it goes that way too. And the industry is, I found, is, you know, especially if you're regional, it's not as big as you think it is. So it's nice to be able to have a group of people that follow you around, and you support them, they support you, you know, and for sure. I mean, I definitely see it happening like that. So obviously
just a real question. Yeah, not really questions, but we got some people in the house. We got, let's see, DJ Jim here. We have Karina from Dantress to DJs, Cincinnati, Ohio in the house, Columbia, Arizona, DC. We got Darth Vader once again every week, all day, every day, joining us.
Hey guys.
Appreciate you guys stopping down. If you have any questions, drop them below.
What's up, Brandon?
No funny jokes, no dad jokes, nothing like that. Justin will handle that. For me, I had a question more on the musical side of things. If you had to pick, and if you don't want to do one, if you want to do a couple of top records, that's fine. I think top favorite record is real tough, but you're in the middle of a mix, you're building up, you've got the crowd going. What's that one song that you absolutely have to play in your set?
Man, I don't even know. Well, every set is different, so it depends where I play.
That's a good answer, but I have an answer. Can I answer?
Yeah.
I heard it when we hopped on the live stream. I don't need to hear it again.
You want to hear it again? No.
Yeah, I agree. I definitely have been in a place of playing for the crowd, so it's definitely going to vary according to where I am and who shows up.
All right. If there's a song that if you could sneak it into a set, regardless of who was watching, what's the track? What's the track?
Even as you're warming up,
like, this is huge, I have to play
it. You got me thinking here.
Yeah.
Mine was always "You Don't Even Know Me" by Armand van Helden.
Oh my God, I was
somehow
about this one.
I always tried to work that into a set, no matter where it was, even either at the beginning or like late. I would always try to work it in, and I try to play both sides of the record. Always.
You can't tell that we're like from the same neck of the woods, because it's the same track, like that and Power, Dwayne Harden. Yeah, I got What You're Looking For. I mean, that track was just always just pounding. But yeah, and I'll even just go further. What's the one song that you absolutely just despise playing? Obviously, you don't get a ton of requests in the festivals and whatnot, but I'm sure there's got to be one that's like, I really have to play this.
Well, basically a lot of Latin songs. I don't really like Latin music, so, and it kind of sucks because I live in Miami, right?
Yeah.
How does that work out?
You may want to look into that.
Oh man.
A European girl from Prague playing bachata. I don't know.
Oh my God, no, bachata is the worst.
Wow, Karina's reading my mind over there. Karina is reading my mind. Ready for this one? Do you want to pass on that question, Rhiannon, or if you want?
I can't think of one in particular, and I think this is why. I think because if it's a song I don't like playing, but it's been requested,
Right.
and I'm like, but I'm aware of the song, so I'm like, okay, if this crowd wants that, and I play it, and I'm kind of like, ugh, like, but then everyone's freaking out. I'm like, well, I'm doing my job,
Love it. All right.
Yeah, if it fits the set and it's requested, then I always try to play it. If it's if it's okay.
Well, Jim wants to hear the cha-cha slide. We're gonna pass on that one.
That's a good answer.
I think we should address Karina's question, Kevin. She's looking for an answer. She needs help.
And I have this kind of written down in a different way, but I like the way you worded it better. How do you manage being talented and attractive in a male-dominated industry? Any tips for navigating the networking?
Oh, that's not for me? Oh, I'm sorry.
No, that's not for you. Sorry. You can hide yourself during this one.
Okay.
I didn't expect you to do that. So it's two questions. I mean, I would handle it. So first up, how do you manage in a pretty male-dominated industry getting your foot in the door and really just kind of representing yourself and your brand, and not so much focusing on the attractive side and more the talent side? I think that's how I would have said it.
Yeah, it's very complex because, in a way, we might be like, well, hey, don't focus on the fact that I'm a woman or I'm attractive. Like, I really want you to hear my music or watch me play, which is fair, and at the same time, because we've kind of been put in that box of like, women are typically valued for their aesthetics. It's like a thing,
right.
So it's kind of like this balance of acknowledging that and maybe using it to our advantage, and then
showcasing the talent.
Yeah, I found like it's been a sort of a balance and a mix, and just kind of just being aware of it so that you don't take things personally and get disheartened when like I've gone out to network with, and this is like happened to me last year. This is after like 19 years of DJing, and now got into producing, and I'm a professional, and I go out to network, and this guy that I'm hanging with, like, I was kind of like, oh, fuck, I think he's kind of flirting or crushing a little bit, but I tried to ignore it and kind of give him the hint that like, no, like that, like I'm here to like network and be your colleague, not be your like side thing or whatever,
Right.
And when I don't know, and it was difficult because I was just like, please take me seriously, like I'm not here for that. And sometimes you have to navigate that, and again, it's nothing to take personal. It was like, it depends on the individual person, but if you can, it's just like a person by person basis.
What about you, Romi?
Yeah, I mean, it can be tough sometimes. Like, we are in a really like a male-dominated industry, so I think it's a reason why a lot of female DJs, they sometimes don't dress up sexy on purpose, just so they are taken more seriously. And I have a lot of friends that had kind of the same issue. Like, you don't want to really dress up or wear something sexy because you think that people are gonna look at you like a little bimbo or whatever, just trying to DJ. And it happened to me too. Like, I got comments like I'm in the middle of DJing, somebody comes up, some guys, it's like, oh, are you actually DJing or are you just standing there looking pretty? And like laughing. I'm like, is this like supposed to be a compliment? Because it's not. Like,
you know what it is? It's that a lot of people, the first thing they ever saw really, mainstream is Paris Hilton standing behind a set of decks, not doing anything.
Yeah.
And no disrespect to her, because I know she has practiced and put some work in over the years. That's an impression that lasts in people's minds. And when you come out of that and you bring your talent into the equation, and then people see your sets and are like, oh, wait, these are performers. These are not just, Jim knows what I'm saying, right? I mean, that's what a lot of people saw because that's what was out there. And I think you've seen the whole DJ culture just expand and grow into different movies and and it's more of a lifestyle than it's ever been. So it's
Right.
huge. It's huge.
Kevin and I
Stereotypes
both have daughters,
are
so this
very
is like
hard to break.
an important thing to us. And as we evolve as people and as humans, you know, the musical instruments of yesteryear are not the same. So I want my daughter to be able to look at turntables and just not even think twice about knowing that that's something for her, you know. And I know Kevin feels the same way, and that's why we were so excited to bring you and Romi and Lolo on, not just as female DJs, but as club DJs who are legit, who are great DJs. And oh yeah, by the way, they happen to be women, you know, and that's kind of what it's all about.
Who else teaches their kids how to DJ in a set of CDJ 2000s and a DJM V10? I mean, like, how else do you want to learn? I mean, seriously.
Only you, Kevin. Only you.
Only me.
Yeah, thank you guys. Like, on that note, thank you for the platform and for inviting us on, because this is the kind of thing that really does help.
Yeah,
so,
and we appreciate having you guys.
I had a question regarding the social media aspect. Again, you know, seeing your Instagram accounts, is how do you build up that kind of following and community? Whoever wants to go first, take
I
it.
don't know, for me, it's just time.
Exactly, it's time. I've had Instagram for so many years, so just building up, you know, liking, watching stories, like just being active on the social media a lot. And I think it's a huge part in the music industry right now, because a lot of gigs I got through social media, you know, from Instagram, or I collab with so many people, meeting them through like Instagram or Facebook. So I think it's a great platform, you know, for networking.
Which platform do you prefer? Do you prefer networking on Instagram or Facebook for you?
I prefer Instagram. Like, my Instagram is definitely bigger than Facebook. I focus way more on Instagram.
Yeah, same for me. I got really bummed when I don't know, Facebook changed its method or algorithms or whatever, and my page was like hot. Like, I'd post a photo or a flyer and people, it'd be like, you know, all these like thousands of likes and stuff, and then all of a sudden it just went like almost dead.
Oh yeah,
like,
you gotta pay. You gotta pay for it now.
Right? And I'm like, oh, I spent years building this up.
Yeah.
Man, and so yeah, I mean, I'm still active on my Facebook page,
or,
but it's just
or you gotta post 10 times a day. It's one or the other. Either pay for it, or you gotta post 10 times a day to get stuff seen. Yeah, that's how it works.
There's plenty of memes out there to post 10 times a day. Trust me.
Yeah, Kevin, you know all about that. I have a real quick question, and we're going to be joined by Lolo shortly. So, what have you guys been doing during the downtime? What have you guys found that you were doing during downtime? What's kept you busy other than live streaming with us?
Want to go first?
Yeah. Well, Romi, you go second, because I have something I want to show.
Okay. I have not managed to find any downtime yet.
Right?
Well, I mean, if for anyone tuning in at the very, very beginning, when Kevin said this little bio of what I do, it's quite a lot that I'm balancing, and I love all of it. So besides, you know, live stream DJing, as everything went virtual, I've been producing music. That's like my main focus, but I've also been doing voiceover auditions and work, and doing these breathwork sessions, but now virtually instead of in person with people. I've been doing a lot.
Well, you want to see what Romi's been doing?
Yes.
Oh my God.
Here she goes.
Oh, yeah, you like this video, right?
Wait for the beat.
This is hysterical. Talk about making the best out of it, huh?
Yeah, I played the old track now, so you guys see it now. No, I've been just focusing on music too, as you, girl. Like, just, you know, trying to make new tracks and production. Working also, going to be launching my own like electronic platform. So yeah, that's basically it. I mean, I don't really have much free time. I feel like I'm even busier than normally. Like, just working on music all the time. Yeah.
Because you're not on the road and not prepping for gigs, you don't have any of that need to rest. So you just keep grinding it out. And I think that's really the way to go about it.
I just feel really guilty. I don't know. Maybe I'm like workaholic sometimes. Like, I feel like if I'm now where I want to be at, I don't feel like, I have time to just lay around and do nothing.
I agree.
So
I agree.
I feel that.
Oh, got a question.
What's next after Instagram? I don't know. That's a tricky one. I mean, TikTok
hopefully
is pretty
nothing.
big.
Hopefully nothing.
Yeah, it's tough to keep shifting gears and go to new platforms. Obviously, Twitch has got its growth, and now it just hit a major roadblock. And TikTok is fun, but it's very limited in what you can do. Yeah.
Yeah, it's interesting watching everything evolve like that.
Well,
And it's intimidating
we don't like Marco Polo? No?
That's
Marco
one.
Polo? No good?
That's a little different. That's more, you and I texting, but not actually texting.
Yeah.
There are actually a couple new platforms that are kind of like Instagram, but they are based on subscription, like the onlyfans.com or, a couple other I know of. So people actually pay monthly, to see your content and pictures and videos. So I think that's something that, people trying to do after the Instagram.
Yeah.
So what is on the horizon for you, Rhiannon, as I know California was starting to open up a bit. Where are you guys at, and what's on the horizon for you?
Honestly, I feel like I'm just kind of, the way I'm approaching all of this, it's just waking up every day and showing up every day, and that's it. I'm not in counting on anything. I'm just like going to keep doing my thing. I'm really grateful for this time to focus on music production, honestly. So for me, it doesn't feel like time lost. I mean, I miss DJing. I love getting the virtual streaming opportunities. But yeah, I'm just kind of rolling with the punches and seeing what happens and focusing on my music production craft.
Yeah, I think it's really hard to say what's next because, we are still on a lockdown, basically. I mean, so who knows? But yeah, I cannot wait to start DJing again. I really miss it too, for sure.
When venues start opening up and events come back, and again, I don't want to offend anybody, but what is your favorite room or building or place or club venue to play in? What's the one that really, like, you go there and it's like, all right, this is nice?
For me, it's Academy in Hollywood.
Nice.
I love that place.
For me, I don't even know. I feel like every venue is a little different. It's more up to the crowd sometimes. When you feel the energy and the crowd is really good, then I really enjoy playing the night. So I mean, every club or every place is different for me. Yeah.
Nice.
Everyone's giving their updates on their states. So PA, a lot of outdoor gigs. And what's this guy? Dockers Waterside Marina.
Let's go.
Yeah, it's amazing how places are improvising.
Yeah, you can say that again. I mean, even the live streaming, just to see how much that's grown over the past 3 months is pretty impressive. It's a little surprising, but it's grown pretty substantially. I know we're still waiting for Lolo to come on. Justin's working on it now. That's why he disappeared. Let's see, where else can we hit? How about you guys from the club side? Any specific requirements on your riders? Like, what are you playing on when you're in the clubs now? Whatever's there, or you have specific requirements?
Well, I prefer CDJs.
Same, yeah.
Just the usual club setup, CDJs and the Pioneer mixer. Yeah.
Yeah, same. I know some people might wonder, and I don't know if I guess a lot of DJs play on Serato with turntables or CDJs. And I did Serato with turntables for a minute. I've been kind of riding that technological roller coaster as a DJ, starting on vinyl, and then it was like everyone was moving to CDs, and I'd show up to the club and with my vinyl, and like, where are the turntables? And they're like, oh, they're over there, and they're like all in the corner, all like mangled and dusty, and I'm like, no. And so it was challenging. But then Serato came out, and it was like, just kidding, we still need the turntables. And then so I flip-flopped, and now I'm just like, okay, I use
USBs.
Yeah, and record box.
Isn't it great to just pack a little bag with a couple of USB sticks, plug them right in, and just go, and still have enough music to do whatever you want?
Yeah.
It's good for house, but if you play like open format and you need to like, switch real quick, then I prefer still a Serato or record box, just like a laptop.
Nice.
Yeah.
Justin's back, everyone. Justin's back. There's a question here. I don't think that's really for you guys, but have you guys tried the new Denon Prime Go? It's not really a piece for these guys, so I'm just gonna go ahead and say no.
I haven't personally.
I haven't. When did it come out?
I have.
I hate you. He's the other one here who has, because
you did a video on it, man.
I did not.
No? Oh, that's right. That's right. No, the Prime Go is the from Denon DJ, and that's the first battery-powered DJ controller. So for your pool parties or your outdoor events, if you have a shorter gig, you could bring this thing down completely powerless, and actually just from a USB drive or an SD card, play directly from it through its internal operating system. It's pretty cool.
If you want to entertain everyone on your next flight, that's a good idea.
Yeah.
That would be cool.
Exactly.
Man, we got everybody. We got PA, we got Connecticut, we got San Antonio, Texas.
Nice.
We've got America on lockdown right now. Like, not literally, but like, on this livecast.
How did you two meet, Romi and Rhiannon? How did you guys come to become friends?
The gram.
Yeah.
I met
building those networks.
I met you at Vegas, remember?
Yeah.
Oh, you mean us or us?
You guys.
Oh,
Yeah,
us. I thought you were asking how I met Justin.
No. Oh, no.
We met. When I first met you, girl, you played in Orlando because I used to live there at the time. You played at Vice.
Oh, yeah.
And I was a resident DJ there too.
Oh, yeah.
Long time ago.
Years ago.
Exactly. I know you were playing there. And I said hi, but then we met, like officially we met like a couple of years ago at the NAM.
Yeah.
At the BPM party, right?
Yeah. I totally thought when I met you at NAM that I was like, oh, I know her, but I was just like,
we know each other
from the gram.
But see, that's what I'm saying, the social media.
Yeah. It's weird. It feels like you know people that you've only met digitally. When you see them in person, you're like, oh, hey, what's up?
Exactly.
Isn't that one of the most awkward things? You're like, oh my God, how's it going? You're like, I don't know you. Yeah, no, we talk on social media
it
all
happens
the time.
too.
Yeah.
Whatever you say. Justin saw that firsthand.
Yeah.
People, who is that? I have no idea.
What's funny is I know profile pictures a lot of times. That's what I know. So if you're like looking anyone different than your profile picture, I have to ask you what your name is. And then I'm half deaf too, so then they'll tell me and I won't even be able to hear it anyway. So I just nod and smile. But no, I think everyone out there knows I pretty much remember everybody. I'm very good with faces, and if I've met you before, I'll always remember you. So nice. Not everyone do I have this kind of interaction with. A lot of it is over the phone or through messaging a lot of times. So it's impersonal, but it's great always to get a chance to meet people in person, obviously. And now that we have these new mediums that we're utilizing more, we're just going to continue to see more and more people in this way. So have you guys been doing any live streaming? I know Rhiannon has. I know Romi did something really cool too. Rhiannon, didn't you do something?
I actually have a new live stream coming up this Saturday or Friday. Friday maybe, I think. Yeah, it's gonna be live on Facebook and YouTube. So.
And she does it out on her terrace, overlooking the beautiful city of Miami. So I've watched it. I've seen it. They're very cool. Rhiannon, you have a pretty lively show on Instagram, right? And you've done some stuff with BPM Supreme.
Yeah. Kind of like whatever comes up, I've been jumping on. I did, a set for BPM Supreme. I've been kind of going live for myself, doing my own Instagram stuff here and there. I'm going to be DJing a live stream event for a university that like for the graduates. So it'll be kind of like a private live stream party for them. And a couple of weeks ago, I DJ'd at Social Sanctuary, which is like this amazing warehouse space outside of LA that is like super pro setup. It felt weird to be in there. I was like, whoa, big speakers. That was awesome. And so that was a live stream, but they recorded it. So when I get that, I'll premiere it on like YouTube and Twitch or whatever.
Very cool. All right. I have a really good question for you guys. You ready? Let's check out the comment.
I'm not even giving that a shot.
Let's go.
Yeah, I don't know how to pronounce it.
Alabama. That's what I can pronounce.
Wetumpka.
Wetumpka.
Kyle, am I right? Wetumpka? Come on, leave a comment. That's Wetumpka, I think.
Hey, what's up to Leanne? She's
Alabama.
Yeah, we had a lot of your fans on here. Where were you? There you are. Charlene? She loves you.
But it also says laugh out loud after that. I mean,
I don't know.
Just saying.
So I see some records behind you, Rhiannon.
Yeah.
What would
pull up one record. Show us what you got over
Pull
there.
out a record. Pull out a random record. Let's see what we've got. I'm curious. It's funny that you said. It's funny you said that because that's what I was going to ask her to do. I was going to say, just pull out a random record.
Oh.
I hope it's Prince. Oh, it's not Prince.
No, it's DJ Blackstar. Shake It to the Ground.
Oh, Matt Disa, nice.
Yeah. Yeah, there's so many goodies in here.
I can only imagine. What would you say? I know we talked about like the favorite record you want to sneak in, but I have to think you have a favorite record back there, right? Yeah. Has to be one. Has to be a number one for you.
Yeah. I am a huge D-Light fan. So I'm sure you guys know Groove is in the Heart.
Oh, yeah.
People are like, oh, yeah, that one hit wonder. And I'm like,
it's like the only song anyone knows from D-Light. But
they're missing
so wrong.
out. Yeah, they have amazing, amazing albums. Infinity Within, World Clique, Dewdrops in the Garden. And all of it's on Spotify now, which is so wild. So I have all of the vinyl, but go to Spotify and check out D-Light. I feel like they were ahead of their time. And of course, it was mostly 90s music, and I never got to see them live because I was too young, but I'm a massive fan still to this day.
Yeah, for me, like I started DJing on like old school hip hop and classic R&B, right? So like one of my biggest influences were like Pete Rock and Jay Dilla. So one of my favorite song is Passing Me By from Farside. Till this day, I love that track from that era.
I love it.
Yeah.
So I have a question, and I'll go to you, Romi, first. Mm-hmm. So if we have so many different DJs that follow us and purchase from our company. We have mobile DJs, we have club DJs, we have the scratch DJ, we have the turntablist, who doesn't even look at anything other than the records. We have performers. We're not just DJ companies, so we sell to musicians, bands, all different types of places like that. So my question for you would be, if you had, for a club DJ, one piece of advice that you could give them for an aspiring club DJ, someone that says, you know what, I don't want to do parties. I want to rock events. I want to rock pool parties. I want to do 1,000 people. What would you say? I'll ask Romi, you this first, and then Rhiannon, you can answer after. What would you give them as a piece of advice from your perspective?
You mean for buying equipment?
In general, whatever, you think is the most important thing that maybe 10 years looking back, you can say, man, I wish I would have done this differently, or I'm glad I did this because it worked out really well for me. What's that advice that you could give the aspiring club DJ?
You got me on that.
I can answer first if you want.
Feel free to jump in. You can order after, Romi. Check the menu.
I mean, now, because I guess I have like a retrospective view of this now. It's like I kind of wish I had started producing music sooner, because I was always like, I work my butt off and I'm a great DJ and I have all this energy and presence to offer people. Like, why aren't I getting, you know, this gig or that gig? Or, you know, like I've had some amazing gigs, don't get me wrong, and I'm super grateful for all of them. I just have always felt like, oh, I want to go to the next level. I want to go to the next level. And I feel like investing time and energy and money into Ableton and taking some kind of like course to learn was the best investment I ever made. And total transparency, I started music production because I felt like I wanted to bring my DJ career to the next level. But once I started doing it, I was like, oh, I love this. And I had no idea. I was like, oh, I've been missing this piece, you know, creating my own music. I was intimidated. I didn't think I could do it. I thought, oh, to learn music production, you have to go to school for like 4 years and take a whole program that's like thousands and thousands of dollars. And that's why I never did it. And I was busy. I mean, I was touring. I didn't, you know, have time to commit to anything else. But once I found this place in LA called Matrix Sessions. A colleague of mine connected me with them, and they have like a customized program. So it's one-on-one mentoring, which is super great because you never feel dumb asking any questions. You go at your pace. Yeah, I just love music production now. And that is the thing that I believe is, if someone wants to just play in clubs and whatever, I'd say network, get your skills on point, you know, be a fan, connect with different people. But if you want to go to that next level, I truly believe that, yeah, putting out your own music is...
I just want to piggyback on that. Are you talking your own remixes or your own full original releases?
Yeah,
Originals.
well, yeah, for me, it's,
Both,
I'm
right?
mostly focused on originals. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Okay. So that way, when you're playing, you can just break them into your set and see what the crowd response is. And then, you know, if you have to go back and make some tweaks, you can do that. And someone's like, oh, what is this? Be like, oh, you can go here and get that.
Yeah.
Right.
Love it. Love it.
Yeah, I think originals and remixes too. So that way, you know, if you make a remix of already known song, a lot of people can relate to it, and you can also build up your fan base that way, you know. Because if you drop an original and nobody even knows about you, sometimes it's hard to, you know, get to all the audience that you want to, especially when you're not like big. But yeah, as you know, as you said, production for sure. I wish I started like a long time ago. I mean, I kind of did start a long time ago. I didn't put enough time into it because it's so time consuming. And, you know, you're just sitting at the desk and it's just like tweaking sounds and, you know, then it's like, you don't like it anyway. Like, it definitely takes time. So I went to school myself here in Miami. I took a production course, and I still have a mentor that I, you know, see sometimes that, you know, help me with the projects and just, you know, teach me more things.
I think that's great advice as far as finding a mentor, finding an educator,
It's
someone
super important,
yeah. I mean, we obviously learned that with Shorty, and that was a big piece of advice that she said was, if this is something you're interested in, find an instructor, find someone that really knows how to do it well, and learn from them. And then what she told us, which I really picked up on, was immediately try to teach it, because that really helps to ingrain it into your brain. So I think that both of you mentioning that, and whatever it is, being a DJ or in music production, find a course that you could take, learn about it if you're really interested, if you really want to, you know, you get out of it what you put into it, right? So I think that's great advice. So thank you so much for sharing that. Rhiannon, you have an old friend.
Oh, I haven't been looking at the,
So
at
Marvin,
the Blue Parrot in Mexico.
Oh, yeah. Hola, ¿qué tal?
Did you post on Facebook? I haven't posted it.
I love it. And this is a good one. I think new challenges pushes us to do new things. I never thought I would be the DJ in the world. And he's in the healthcare world, but he truly loves it. Look at him. He's all over the place.
Nice. Yeah, I think also be consistent. It's super important. In whatever you're doing, you just gotta stay consistent. You know, like keep practicing, keep making new music, keep putting new songs out. Just be consistent. And yeah, I think it will come.
Yeah.
More work.
Is it Gracie Grace? Yeah, definitely. If it's something you love, you know, you don't even have to put any pressure on yourself to like make something of it. Just if you, you know, do it because you love it. A lot of people are intimidated about like investing in the equipment, but I mean, it's so fun. Like if you love it, and I'm sure you guys at IDJNOW have like, payment plan.
Don't get me started. Please don't get me started.
Well, these days it's so much easier to get equipment. You can just get like a smaller controller, you know, for a few $100 and just start beat matching. I mean, it's right.
Yeah, and upgrade your equipment as time
Just
goes
hit
by.
up IDJNOW and they'll help you out.
Yeah, absolutely. There you go. Now, you mentioned something earlier I thought was really interesting. You talked about producers that start as producers and then become DJs, and then how you talked about us, how we're DJs first and then we learn how to produce. Which way do you think is better and or easier? I've met a few people that were producers only, you know, and they literally couldn't beat match. So for me, I could only think that it would be easier, you know, to produce and understand it and understand the beats per minute and understand how to actually lay tracks out when you can mix songs together and make them match properly. What do you guys think?
Well, I don't know. I think like the people that started producing before, they are producers first. They are not necessarily like DJs. They are like, you know, artists, producers. So when their music picks up, then they start touring because of their music. On the other side, you know, the DJs that started DJing, they just playing, you know, everybody else's songs. And, you know, I don't know. I honestly think it's better start producing first. But I think you need both, you know, you need to have a both to be successful. So
what do you think, Rhiannon?
Yeah, what do you think?
I mean, of course, I like we said, like I started DJing and then got into production. So that's the only direction that I know. And one thing my music production mentor told me, he's like, because you've DJed for so long, your instincts with music production are going to be on point. And I was like, oh, that's a good point. And I guess if anyone's listening to this that wants to get into either or, I'd say go with whatever you're feeling. But if you could do both simultaneously and kind of just like keep working at each one, I feel like that would be really powerful.
Look at you with the why choose answer. I like that. Why choose, right? It's very true, because even now with a lot of controllers that are out there, Roland has a bunch of them, and I mean even Pioneer and Denon as well, Newmark, they all have the performance pad. So a lot of these controllers now give you the ability to take samples and actually kind of remix on the fly and somewhat do a live production, you know, with pieces of other music while you're doing it. So you do have that ability now, and if you can start to kind of understand it from that perspective, then you can jump into an Ableton or a Logic or a Pro Tools or something like that to do more building of your own songs. One of my last questions I have, Romi, I know, and I've looked you up on Spotify. I actually was listening to some of your stuff over the weekend to prepare for this. You have a lot of remixes on there. So,
well, not Spotify, not really Spotify. You mean SoundCloud?
Maybe it was SoundCloud. No, you're on Spotify, because I'm a big Spotify guy. You're definitely, it was like a radio edit. It was like a 3.5 minute song, but it was good. But I guess my question is, I forget the name of it, so don't quiz me on that.
There's only one remix I have, like official remix on Spotify. That's the Out of Love from.
That was it. So my question though is, like, I know how the remix game used to work in the 90s. Obviously, music has changed so much. So how does the remix thing happen now? Do people approach you? Do you hear a song and then they used to call it, I'm going to do it on spec, and you know, they would give it to the record company, and if it did well and they released it, they would then get some money. How does it work now on the remix side for a producer in 2020?
Well, if it's like an official remix, like sometimes when you make an original, like you want to have a remix of it, right? Like, for example, my latest song, Set on You, that was just released on Armada. It's very radio pop. Yes.
It's on Spotify. There it is.
Nice. It's very pop, right? So I'm actually looking for somebody who can do a remix to, you know, bring more like energy to it. So I feel like it really depends on what track you put out, but
All right,
people have very radio tracks. Sometimes they want to make an edit or a club edit, right? So that's when the remix happens. Then you have unofficial remixes, which I have a bunch of them on my SoundCloud. I've been trying to put out, like, we call it Bootleg Wednesdays now, with one of my friends from Netherlands. So we do like a Bootleg Wednesdays, like every couple of weeks we release just a remix of whatever song. So
very cool. Very, very cool. Rhiannon, have you done any remixes?
Yeah, I feel like it's interesting. I've been so focused on either like super, like 100% original tracks or almost like bootlegs. Because I guess
right,
like,
yeah, like bootlegs, yeah. That's
Yeah.
the unofficial remix is a bootleg,
Yeah.
basically.
I call them edits. Edits, okay?
Edits, yeah, well,
yeah,
Bootleg, an old term, right?
yeah, and it's same like I guess on my SoundCloud, that's where I've put all the remixes of bootlegs, you know, and then the originals are kind of everywhere. So yeah, consequently my SoundCloud is more poppin' than my Spotify, but I'm trying to build up my Spotify by like producing more originals.
All right. And I do have one last question now, and I am going to put this in the form of my own daughter. I have a 3-year-old, almost 4-year-old, going on 40-year-old daughter. And this question would be for you guys from the female perspective, right? If you were talking to my daughter and she said, I want to be a DJ, to you as a female, what advice would you give to her?
I would definitely say don't get discouraged, because
not at 3, of course. You know, let's say she's 13 at this time.
yeah, just don't get discouraged, because you know there's gonna be a lot of turn downs. Like a lot of people gonna turn you down just because you're female DJs or whatever. So yeah, just stick to it and practice, and don't take anybody's shit. That's what I would say.
Yeah.
That's the same in Czech and
power.
Prague and English. I love it. What about you, Rhiannon? What are you telling my daughter and Kevin's daughters?
Yeah, I would definitely say, you know, if this is what you love, do it for that reason and keep returning to that reason. You might even say, hey, you know, as an exercise, I want you to write, you know, 5 reasons why you want to become a DJ, and actually write it down and like keep that piece of paper somewhere, so that if same, like, you know, as Romi was saying, if you ever get discouraged or feel unsupported or tired or whatever, like go back to that list and be like, oh yeah, because when you wrote that list, you were in a place of beginning. So maybe your reasons for wanting to DJ are like, you know, I just love music so much and I want to connect with people. I'd love to maybe travel one day. I'd like, you know, whatever the reasons are, so that no matter what happens down the road, you can go back to that list and be like, oh yeah, that's why I got into this.
Right. I think if you're very passionate about something, it's just like you don't want to quit, or you can't. Like,
Yeah.
I'm not gonna lie, I thought about quitting a few times. I think everybody did, you know, but what would I do? Like, it's just, I feel that way one day, another day, you know, I'm just back on. It's just, there's no quitting. Like, I love music so much. It's such a passion and dream of mine that there's no way quitting.
What would you do, Kevin? Would you be male modeling?
What do you mean? If you
weren't working at IDJNOW?
I mean, I would. I'm so glad that I brought my picture up. I would have my cat bouncer protecting my DJ equipment, you know, doing his job.
You have the rug doll. I love those.
Oh man, you know what? The real question is, what would we do without music? Because that's really what it all comes down to, right?
Yeah.
So unfortunately, we had an issue. Lolo couldn't make it tonight. She had reached out to me a few minutes ago. She had an emergency. But what I did want to share, and the reason why we did want to bring her on, you guys may not have seen this, I'm not sure, but in the middle of April, there were actually 2 medical workers in New York City that were supposed to have a wedding, and it was obviously canceled. They couldn't have it. And she was going to explain how the heck she got this going, but somehow they were able to do a wedding in Times Square. And I have a little video I just want to show of that. And if you give it a second, I'm going to put it on now. Hold on. Check this out. This is awesome.
Drifting, and the day starts coming, coloring, wondering, eyes, our minds are running, shifting,
That's pretty cool, right?
That's a pretty cool gig.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, you know, we've been in communication with her many times previously. We featured her before, but then when we saw that, that's when I said we got to bring her on. And I'm so sorry that she couldn't make it tonight, but that was a big thing that we wanted to have her talk about. But I think that leads us to just really saying thank you to you guys for coming on tonight. We had a couple new fans at least. You know, I hope we get you even more than that.
Thank you.
Anything you guys, anything you ladies want to plug at this time, please. The court is yours. Rhiannon, go ahead. Where can we find you?
I mean, as long as you can spell my name, you can find me almost everywhere.
I can't, but
no, but I love connecting with people on the socials. Instagram is my favorite, but I'm also on my Facebook page, Twitter, and pretty healthy YouTube following, and I love putting things up there. And I'm trying to build my Spotify profile because I just rebranded from DJ Rhiannon to Rhiannon Roze recently. So I'm like starting fresh on Spotify. So if you can follow me there.
You know, they could have moved it. You didn't have to start fresh. Yeah, you could have just asked them. They could sync all the music, whatever you had there. They could just rename it. Because it happened to me too before. Like one of my first release, they put DJ Romi Lux instead.
You
Just
only have only 168,000 monthly listeners. I think you're okay.
By the way, Rhiannon,
I think you're good.
I'm going to give people a tip how to remember to spell your name. Really humble. That's what I've gotten out of you. So that's how I'll always remember it now. It's RH.
Oh, smart.
I love it.
Well, thank you.
I love it. I'll never forget it now. So thank you, ladies, really both for coming on tonight. We really do appreciate it very much. We had, I think, one last question, Kevin, that we wanted to get to. We had a good one here.
I mean, I guess. Did you notice that the females are always, not that one. With all the
females always curse and
yeah, it's, you know, we had Shorty on. She was the first one to drop the F-bomb, so I had to join in. I love it because it's, you know, it's real. You know, it's what it is. But
I guess I'm coming from Europe, and you know, there is no such a thing as the clean versions. Like radio, you don't have clean versions. Doesn't exist. It's just the way how it is. TV,
radio. What kind of country do we live in here?
Yeah.
Oh man. With all the copyright issues coming with streaming, how do you guys feel about it? And without DJs playing the music, some artists wouldn't be who they are, as well as the record companies. So I guess really the question is, how do you feel about what's going on with like platforms like Twitch and Facebook shutting down live streams due to copyright?
I think it sucks because it's the only way that, you know, we can play and like play for the people and fans, and they take it down. Like, I was actually doing my live stream with my friend. I was with him and he was playing my song, The Set on You, and it shut him down right in front of me. And he's just laughing. I'm like, of course you can play it.
Didn't they know who he was?
Huh?
I said, didn't they know who he was and who he was standing next to?
Yeah, I think it's not right. I think they should just, I don't know.
Have you ever played your own song and gotten it shut down?
Well, that was not me myself, but
I
my
know
friend did.
That would be crazy. What about you, Rhiannon?
Yeah, I totally agree with what Ricky's saying because, you know, the more exposure, the better. I want everyone to be playing my songs because the thing is, now that there's Shazam, you know, wherever music is playing anywhere, someone can Shazam your track and figure out what it is, and you can get new followers, you can get people streaming, and there's so much. There's so many positive things that can come out of anyone and everyone playing your track anywhere and everywhere. So it's like, why?
Well, I think I think after all this, I think there's going to be some sort of a system made for a ticketing system or something. People, they're going to get paid one way or the other, but there'll be a system made that will make it, I think, you know, almost like Spotify, where, you know, there's some sort of subscription or that type of thing. Where we'll get it figured out. I think the industry will get it figured out for sure.
I think the Instagram is the worst for, you know.
Yeah. It's funny.
I think Twitch. I think Twitch is the best. I'm not sure if they take it down.
Twitch just changed their policy.
We should stop talking about it.
just
We keep
changed
talking
their
about it.
policy. They are shutting everything down now because the labels have
I
come out.
haven't even got really on
Yeah.
Twitch, so
Yeah. Amazon servers are getting too overloaded. So anyway, ladies, thanks again. IDJNOW fam, thank you. Of course, if you guys and girls love this content, if you like our videos, make sure you're subscribing to us on Facebook, on YouTube, on Twitter, on Instagram, on Twitch. Kevin, we forgot to mention earlier, I actually worked out a carrier pigeon system where I'm actually getting these streams over to people now days later through a carrier pigeon system. So even if you don't have a computer now, you can actually catch us.
Message
Linux.
in a bottle, my friend. Message
Yeah,
in a
well,
bottle.
that's for next week. I'll be working on that, but I like to continue to bring things up and add to it every week.
I'm gonna hold on. I'm gonna go get my typewriter. I'm gonna go type this whole one out. Okay.
And Romi and Rhiannon, you'll both love who we have on next week. You guys are definitely going to want to tune in because I know Kevin's excited for this one.
I mean, my cat's as excited as I am.
Next Thursday, we'll be with Pioneer, Matty Ice. You know Matt, right, Romi?
nice.
Doing a forum on and only on the massive and amazing
My fiance, let's just
Kevin's
do it. My
girlfriend,
fiance, the
Kevin's
DJM V10.
fiance, the DJM V10. So we're very excited about that, Romi.
We're very
Nice.
serious. We're
Rhiannon, you got to watch it.
We'll watch it.
It's incredible. It really is. It's like the Bozak and the MP 2016 reincarnated with the way that it blends. It just sounds so good. So anyway, IDJNOW fam, make sure you tune in next week. And Romi, Rhiannon, thank you very, very much. We really appreciate you ladies coming on.
Not only for showing up tonight, but also how you guys show up in the industry. Because it really stands out and it's very professional. And I think it's what's going to take females who want to get into DJing to the next level.
Cool. Thank you. There's been so many women that have paved the path for us. We're just like going a little deeper.
USB stick on a pigeon's leg. You know what? That's exactly what I did. Anyway, Kevin, bring us home, buddy.
How do I close up after that? Oh my God. Once again, thank you so much for tuning in. Episode 11. These are fun. I'm loving these. We got to keep doing these. I don't know. I don't know what's going to happen. Another month or so, we may have to wind it down, or maybe we'll just do another one of these. This was great. I enjoyed it. Yeah. But we're going to sign off. We'll see you guys next Thursday.
June 18th.
With Natty Ice from Pioneer. Ladies, thank you once again so much. And IDJNOW fam. Fam. I can't speak. An hour later. Stay safe and God bless.
Thank you to all our healthcare and essential workers out there. And thank you to all our IDJNOW fam. We'll see you soon. Peace.